Celiac disease is an autoimmune disease that affects your digestive system. When a person with celiac disease eats gluten, found in wheat, rye, barley, and malt, their body treats it like a poison, a foreign invader, which causes a reaction in the intestine involving destruction of the villi along the walls of the intestine. This reaction can have symptoms or go on silently. Either way, the body cannot properly absorb nutrients, possibly leading to malnutrition or anemia. Celiac disease and the intolerance to gluten is often thought of as an allergy to wheat. The difference between an intolerance and an allergy is the reaction time. With an allergy, the reaction time is usually fast. You eat the food, and about 10 minutes later, you have a symptom like a rash or a stomachache. With intolerance, the reaction time is much slower. Intolerance can take 3 to 4 days or more to show symptoms. That delay makes it harder to trace the cause of the reaction. This makes intolerances much harder to diagnose. People with celiac disease often cannot absorb the nutrients in food because the gluten causes the body to kill the villi along the wall of the intestine. The villi are small finger-like protrusions that line the small intestine, which absorb the nutrients into the bloodstream. Without properly functioning villi, many people become anemic or malnourished. Celiac has many symptoms, but these are often confused with other illnesses. The symptoms include stomach pains, fatigue, anemia, malnourishment, arthritis, and migraines. These are just the most common symptoms, but people can have almost any symptom, based on how their body reacts to the gluten. On average, it takes 12 years of doctor visits for a person to finally get diagnosed with celiac disease. On average, 1 in every 112 people have celiac disease in the United States. To diagnose celiac disease, doctors can perform an endoscopy. This is where a small camera is fed down your esophagus and into your stomach, and then down into the small intestine. An endoscope is a tiny camera that the doctors can use to take pictures and also take small samples of the villi and other tissue, called biopsies. This is the best test that they have to be sure you have celiac disease. If the biopsy shows the villi flattened and damaged, they know you have celiac disease. So far, there is no cure for celiac disease, but scientists are trying to find a cure. Finding a cure has been made more difficult because scientists have not been able to induce intestinal damage from gluten into any animals for further study. Now there is one species of monkey, the rhesus macaques, living in Africa, that has been able to get celiac disease. These monkeys have shown the same symptoms as humans, and when put on a gluten-free diet, the symptoms go away. This will allow scientists to test various possible cures and study reactions much more easily. Celiac disease is not life-threatening, only lifestyle-changing. With the proper diet, all symptoms can go away, and gradually the intestines will heal itself. Keeping on a totally gluten-free diet is extremely important because even trace amounts of gluten from cross-contamination can keep the small intestine inflamed. This can also lead to other autoimmune diseases because when the immune system is reacting to one perceived invader, it can start to react to other perceived invaders. Keeping inflammation down and symptoms away is important so that celiac disease does not turn into something more serious. Overall, celiac disease is not hard to live with and only requires that you are very careful about what you eat.